My name is Lori Marcom, and I'm from Sand Springs, Oklahoma. I was doing Invisalign, and it was 2 weeks shy of 2 years that it took the process, and it's where they put buttons on and they kind of realign your teeth. And the last time I had gone in to have the refinement, she took the buttons off, but her hand slipped, and the dental drill is like a little orbital dental drill. It hit the left tooth really hard, and I thought, oh, that couldn't have been good. So then she's taken some other buttons off, and then the right one hit the bottom, and it kind of bounced across the bottom of the tooth. And I was the last appointment. And so when I went home and I took the trays out, the teeth were broken. The left tooth was broken at an angle, like a doorway with an angle, and that piece fell on the counter. And then there were shards from the one on the right. And it was like a shark's tooth, kind of like zigzag. And I said, okay, I'll just go in the morning. And then I laid awake for about 3 hours as I'm trying to figure out, okay, how did this happen and what can we do? And so finally I was like, okay, Daddy, we got to talk, because I knew I needed to pray. And I said, first of all, the Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. I'm not angry, but I'm very frustrated. And I remember Brother Copeland always said, faith won't work in an unforgiving heart. And so then I said, you know what, Daddy, I trust you. And I fell asleep. So I was very peaceful about it. The next morning I go and I just drive over. So she sees me, and it's the dental hygienist, and Melissa's looking at me, and she says, oh, wow, Lori, I can't touch those. We'll have to wait on the dentist. And she's going to be about 45 minutes. Are you okay with just laying here? And I said, I'm fine. So I just kind of laid back, prayed in the Spirit a little bit, and I was just calm. And the dentist comes around the corner, and she said, well, how are you? And I said, I'm fine. And so she looks at me and said, oh, I see I got some resin on the third tooth. And I'm thinking, okay. So she gets her pick and she takes the little resin off that tooth, and she said, okay, well, we're all good. And I said, we're all good? I said, what are you going to do about the broken teeth? And she said, what broken teeth? And so Melissa comes walking around, looks at me, and her eyes get big. She tilts her head, and she said, oh, Lori, go look in the mirror. And they're back. And I'm like, I can't talk. And Melissa's looking at me wide-eyed. The dentist doesn't know what happened. And they're like, hey, we got to go down the hall to the next appointment. You're free to go out the back door. There's no charge. And I can't talk. And I go down the hall, tears rolling down. I get in the car, and I look in the rearview mirror, and I said, Daddy, I said I trusted you, but I didn't know you were going to do that. Because he recreated and put them back on. I'm like, that's amazing. He daily loads us with benefits. And every time I say, I just stand on every promise that he said. I said, Lord, you promised. You said you look to and fro over all the earth to show yourself strong on behalf of those whose heart is perfect toward me. And it's not, perfect doesn't mean perfect in the way we take it. It's perfect is like, you have a heart of trusting, and you have a heart that's loyal to me, and he will go to bat for you when he sees that. I've been a partner since about 1991, and it's been a very powerful part of my life. And we keep the Victory channel on all day, so it's always going into your spirit, and it's making an impact. Each person has something to speak into your life, and sometimes those words, you hear them, and they resonate, and you don't know at the time that later when you need it, it'll come up. And I think we need to tap into those. I mean, the fact that they put all those programmers on for free, but the airtime's not free. So being able to be a part of that, it's the most important part of our life. But KCM is the best ground ever.